Have you ever had a friend who you could count on for anything? Someone who knew everything about you and still liked you anyway? Well, for me, that was Mia. I met Mia when we were 6. It was the first day of school, and we were the only two little girls clutching well loved dolls. We sat next to each other, ate lunch together, played together at recess, and from that day on, we were inseparable. Over the years, I trusted her with everything my secrets, my dreams, even my mistakes. We lived across the street from each other all through school. We alternated sleepovers almost every night, and when we weren't together, we were texting. Some nights we'd FaceTime until we fell asleep mid-conversation. Neither of us had siblings at home. Mia's sister was 12 years older and lived in another town with her family. I was an only child raised by my single mother. My mother was an emergency room nurse. Most of the time she worked day shift, but every so often she was called in for night shift when they were slammed and short-staffed. My mother always felt comfortable with me spending the night with Mia and her parents. It was natural and easy. We even kept our pajamas and other clothes at each other's homes. It was as if we were part of the same family who just happened to have rooms across the street from each other. My parents divorced when I was 3, so I had limited contact with my dad and his new family. I often vented to Mia about him, how he'd forget to pick me up, how he kept having more kids, and how much I wished things were different. Mia always sympathized. She'd make jokes about my dad to make me laugh, insult his new wife's looks, and stay quiet when I just needed someone to listen. We talked for hours about the boys we liked, analyzing every word of every hey. Did that hey mean he secretly liked me? We wondered. We confided in each other when we had our first kisses, first heartbreak, and all of our milestones. In high school, the first time Mia got drunk, I covered for her. We told our parents we were staying at each other's houses and slept in my backyard instead. She threw up all night, crying and stumbling over tree roots, and I was sure we'd be caught, but somehow we got away with it. Later that year, it was my turn. I thought Mia would cover for me the same way, but she had other plans. It was homecoming, and we had gone out to a bonfire to celebrate with her boyfriend, Jeff, and his friends. I had been having a great time until I realized that I was beyond tipsy and now embarrassingly drunk. I asked Mia to take me home, but Jeff had gotten a hotel room for that night, and Mia had planned to stay with him. I begged her, and she finally got Jeff to drop me off before they went to their room. She carried me from the car and dropped me on my front porch. I begged Mia to stay with me. Sorry, Brenda, you know we have plans. She looked at Jeff's car. Your mom will never know. Just get it together. Do you have your key? Please, Mia, I slurred. She'll kill me. I grabbed her arm but collapsed against her. I hadn't had that much. 3 beers. But for me, that was 2 beers too many. I was a lightweight. Mia sighed. Jesus, Brenda, get it together. Even in my foggy state, I was shocked. If I thought I could count on anyone, it was her. Get up, she said. I couldn't. Well, just stay here until you sober up. Go in when you feel better. You'll be fine. Then she walked away, got in the car, and Jeff peeled out. I sat there in the cold October night, crying silently. It was past midnight. I tried to put my key in the lock, but couldn't make it. Then my neighbor pulled into his driveway with a takeout bag and spotted me and walked over. Are you okay? He asked, then recognizing me as he got closer. Brenda, is that you? Hi, I whispered. Can you help me into my house? I don't feel well. He frowned, but helped me up. He knocked. My mother opened it, panic on her face. Brenda, what happened? She was on the front porch, he said. I think she's been drinking. Thank you, my mom replied. I'll take it from here. The next day was a blur. Headache, lecture, punishment, guilt. I hadn't even thought of Mia until around 6 that evening when she texted, Everything okay? You were wasted last night. I was furious and didn't respond. A few minutes later, Brenda, are you okay? I ignored her. Soon after, she knocked on my door. My mom answered. Hi, Ms. Martin. Is Brenda home? Mia. Brenda's grounded for 2 weeks, my mom said. Why? Mia asked. I was with her at the game. She said she was going straight home after. Jeff and I just grabbed food. She didn't come straight home, my mom said sharply. You can ask her yourself Monday at school. Okay, Miss Martin, I'll see her then. I couldn't believe it. She had not only abandoned me, she lied to protect herself. I cried for hours. Later that night, another text came. Don't be mad. I had to tell her that so she'd still let us hang out. I'm really sorry. I love you. You're my best friend. It took time, but I forgave her. She was more than my friend. She was my sister. Sisters aren't perfect. We grew up together, planning for our futures. I had decided to stay home and attend our state university. Mia decided to take a gap year. She and Jeff were serious, and he was pressuring her to get a job so they could move in together while he went to trade school. Why doesn't he just get a job? I asked. Jeff wasn't my favorite person. He was arrogant, entitled, and condescending, but for some reason, Mia loved him. She either didn't see these traits or ignored them. I had long stopped trying to point them out to her. He will finish trade school in 2 years, then he will pay for me to get my degree at state because he will be making good money. This way we will both end up with good jobs. What if you break up? I asked. We won't, she said confidently. They did. The same month he finished his certification, he ended it. She moved out of the apartment she had been paying for and back with her parents. A few weeks later, Jeff moved in his new girl. Later that year, he married her and they announced their pregnancy. Mia was devastated. I tried to encourage her to start school, but she didn't have the will. 2 years later, I graduated college with an entry-level job waiting for me. Mia came to my graduation, but left the party early, saying she didn't feel well. I moved into a beautiful apartment complex. Sand volleyball, a pool with fountains, an amazing party room. Mia often came by, but she was different. Withdrawn, she flirted with guys, but shut down when they asked personal questions. She was still living at home, working a minimum wage job, and she felt judged. I continued to move up the ladder at work. When my company had an opening for a front desk receptionist, I recommended Mia. She got the job, and we celebrated. For a while, it felt like old times again. She dressed nicely, smiled more, and people adored her. We had lunch every day together in the break room or at the cafes that lined our street. We laughed and joked about people at work, customers, vendors, you name it. It was fun having someone you trust to confide in. One afternoon, Ben, one of the engineers, sat with us at lunch and asked me to dinner. I declined kindly, and he took it well. Mia smiled, but there was something in her expression I couldn't read. Wow, that was pretty smooth. Yeah, I've gotten good at this, I said as I bit into my sandwich. I knew to anyone else it might sound cocky, but I didn't think I had to worry about it with Mia. A few days later, Ben walked past me without a word. Soon, others did the same. At lunch, I confided in Mia. Something's up. People are pissed at me, I said. Have you done anything to piss people off? She asked casually. No, I said. I have no idea what's going on. Later, I cornered a coworker, Karen, in the bathroom. Karen, bless her soul, was a gossip. She would know the scoop. Okay, Karen, what's happening? I know you know. Karen hesitated, then spilled everything. People are saying you laughed at Ben when he asked you out, that you brag about turning down guys, and that you call coworkers names behind their backs. I was stunned. Who said that? I think the new girl. Mindy or something. Mia, I whispered. Yeah, that's it. But you didn't hear it from me, she said as she pushed past me. I couldn't move. The realization hit me like a punch. Mia, my lifelong best friend. I walked up to her desk while she was on calls. I waited for her to look up at me. When she finally did, she smiled. Then her smile faltered when she saw my expression. Why would you do this? I confronted her. I didn't need to explain. For a second, I thought she'd deny it, but her face hardened. You think you're better than everyone. Just because you got a degree and a fancy job, you act like you're above me. I couldn't believe the venom in her voice. You've been looking down on me for years, she snapped. I don't need your charity and I don't need you. The office had gone silent. I stepped closer, my voice low. Mia, I loved you like a sister. I made excuses for you when you let me down. I was there for you when no one else was. But hear me now so there are no misunderstandings. I paused and stared at her. Our friendship is over. Have a wonderful life. I didn't wait for her to reply. I turned and walked directly to my boss's office. "What's going on?" he asked when he saw the tears forming in my eyes. I told him everything. He reached for his phone. "I need to contact HR." I shook my head. "Jerry, I can't stay here," I said, trying not to cry again. "Everyone hates me even if you let her go." He thought for a moment, then said, "I just thought of something. I was asked to make a recommendation. There's an opening at our new branch. It is for the head of sales. It's a promotion, a big pay raise, and a clean start. As much as I hate to lose you, you would be perfect. What do you say?" I said yes. He made the announcement that afternoon. "Everyone, I'd like to congratulate Brenda Martin on her promotion to head of sales at our new location. She's proven herself hardworking, capable, and honest. We'll miss her here." There was polite applause. I didn't look at Mia. I could feel her eyes on me. Before I left, I approached Ben. "Listen, Ben, what you heard isn't true. Someone wanted to hurt me, and you just happened to be a convenient way to do that. You don't have to believe me, but I just wanted you to know." He nodded slightly. "Okay, thanks." It wasn't forgiveness, but it was enough. The transfer was smooth, and I loved my new team. I eventually met Sam at a company conference. A year later, we got engaged. Our cliffside wedding was perfect. I invited a few old coworkers, some of whom Mia followed online. Karen, who made a point to contact me after the wedding, told me that when Mia saw the photos, she said, "That bitch gets everything she wants. That bitch. My best friend. My sister." It hurt, but I had moved on. I built a beautiful life. A husband, 2 kids, vacations, a home full of laughter. And then, one day, I saw her. She was standing in line at a coffee shop. Our eyes met. She looked the same, a little older, thinner, and sadder. For a moment, it was as if no time had passed at all. I almost smiled. She looked like she wanted to say something, but just then Sam walked in, juggling both kids. "Mom!" my 3-year-old squealed, racing into my arms. I laughed and bent to scoop her up. When I looked back, Mia was gone. I stood there for a long second, staring at the empty spot where she'd been, 1,000 memories rushing in. Sticky summer nights, whispered secrets, endless laughter, the kind that leaves your ribs aching. For a moment, I wanted to chase after her, to ask her if she was okay, to tell her that despite everything, part of me still missed her. But I didn't. I walked back to my family, my daughter's tiny hand gripping mine, and I realized that some people aren't meant to walk beside you forever. They're meant to teach you what friendship can be and sometimes what it shouldn't. That night, after everyone was asleep, I found myself thinking of us at 6 years old, 2 little girls clutching our dolls, certain we'd never let go of each other. And maybe, in some way, we never really did. She still lives in every version of who I became after her. People show you who they are eventually. And when they do, it doesn't always mean you stop loving them. Sometimes it just means you finally learn how to love yourself more.